All right, good morning. Thank you for watching the KGNS Digital News Desk on this Wednesday. Did I say it was Wednesday already? 20th day of the month, and we are live to the website at kgns.tv. We're also live to our YouTube channel and to the KGNS app. At the top of last hour, we aired the press conference that the city and local law enforcement had in regard to the to SB4. As you know, yesterday, Supreme Court gave it the go-ahead, and so it was in effect for a while. And then last night, it was placed on hold again by an appeals court, and we'll have more on that in just a little bit. And we will have coverage of that press conference on our later newscast. But first, let's take a quick look at your weather with Yolanda Villarreal joining us this morning, as she always does. Yolanda, how are you?
I am doing great, and happy Wednesday to everybody. I know many of you are wondering how it's going to be for the rest of the day. So this morning, those cloudy skies are producing that light drizzle and also some fog and haze, and it's expected to continue throughout the day. Probably by tomorrow, it's when we're going to start to see more of that sun. But for today, if you do have any plans of being outside, make sure you take your umbrellas with you, and also be careful while you're driving because the roads will be wet. So this morning, if we take a look at our radar, we do see that mainly we're getting covered by lots of clouds, and these clouds have sufficient moisture that is producing that light drizzle mainly for Laredo, Victoria, Corpus Christi, all the way down into Zapata, McAllen, and Brownsville. Later on in the afternoon, we also have the possibility of this light drizzle becoming into some shower activity. Not only that, also for the night, it's when we're going to notice that possibility of some thunderstorms. So right now, taking a look at our temperatures, we do see some in the 50s from Amarillo all the way down into Presidio. And for us, our current temperature right now should be ranging in the 60s. So it is going to be a pleasant day with those temperatures, but not that pleasant because that light rain is expected to continue throughout the day. So as I move towards the other map, let's see what we do see in that map.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, Yolanda. I kind of lost your mic too,
like,
so they're, yeah, my bad.
Okay.
But they're hearing you off my mic, so.
Okay, so yeah, so those temperatures in our viewing area right now are ranging in the 50s. 57 is our current temperature, in the upper 50s for Zapata, Falcon Lake. And then today our highs are expected to range in the 60s to 70s. We do see mainly that shower activity occurring by Mexico and also Brownsville. A closer look at our viewing area, not much going on. It's only that those cloudy skies are producing that light drizzle that is expected to continue. Temperatures ranging in the 70s this afternoon into the evening hours. Then for tonight, it's when we could see that marginal risk for showers and thunderstorms that could develop from Laredo all the way into Houston. So for tonight, dropping into the 60s, we do see that 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms continuing into Thursday as well. Thursday throughout the morning. Then we do see that 20% that is expected in the afternoon. Mostly sunny and a high of 85. So it's going to be getting warm for us for tomorrow, then dropping into the 60s. But look for Friday, already in the 90s. And then over the weekend, we do see those temperatures back into the 80s with breezy conditions. Gusts up to 30 miles per hour could be possible for us this weekend. Then on Sunday, we're going to have a weak frontal system, and that will be once again dropping our highs into the low 80s for Tuesday, and also our lows in the upper 50s with lots of sunshine for next week. So for today, I know many of you are going to be out and about. Just keep that in mind that this rain is expected to continue. Then for the night, it will be possible for some thunderstorms. Back to you, Ruben.
All right, Yolanda, I don't know what happened. We lost your mic there, so, but I was picking you up off of my mic, but it might have run out of battery or something.
Okay.
Thanks, Yolanda. You can catch Yolanda in just a little bit on Telemundo en Tu Casa, and then she'll join me on KGNS News at noon. I'm going to take a quick break. We will be back with more here on the KGNS Digital News Desk. All right, so welcome back to the KGNS Digital News Desk on this Wednesday morning. As I mentioned at the top of the last hour, 9 o'clock, we aired the press conference that the city called yesterday after the Supreme Court made their ruling in regard to the Texas law, SB 4. They called that before the appeals court put another hold on the law later in the evening. So they kept the news conference, and so we did bring that to you live. Just a heads up, anytime there's a live stream, if you have the KGNS app, we will send out a push notification. You just push on that notification and you will get taken straight to the live stream. So if you got the notification earlier, you should have been able to just click on it and that would have taken you to the press conference. Okay, let me take a quick look at weather on this Wednesday morning, and it's looking pretty dreary out there. Yolanda talked about the drizzle, and you can see it looks pretty gloomy. This would be Loop 20 at Shiloh this morning. So still wet out there. Just keep that in mind as you make your way through the Gateway City on this midweek. All right, so let's go ahead and get into some news. Whoops. All right, not working out the way I want. We'll get to Morgan Chesky in just a little bit. Okay, here we go. A federal appeals court has paused a controversial Texas immigration law a few hours after the Supreme Court allowed it to go into effect. The matter will be heard by the appeals court today. NBC's Morgan Chesky was at the Texas border earlier this morning, and he has this report.
Yeah, good morning. The past 24 hours can only be described as legal backlash when it comes to that controversial immigration law, SB 4, signed by Texas Governor Greg Abbott in December, but it has not yet gone into effect as a result of multiple things happening in the last day or so. The first, the Supreme Court deciding to lift the pause and allow SB 4 to go into effect on Tuesday, but then just hours later, a lower court decided to reinstate that pause just before midnight. So as it stands right now, it is still on hold. The law itself empowers local law enforcement, police, sheriff's departments, state troopers, and gives them the ability to arrest migrants suspected of crossing the U.S.-Mexico border illegally. And it also gives judges the power to deport them back to their country of origin. Now, critics say this could open the door to potential racial profiling, and law enforcement that even is on the side of SB 4 still doesn't know how exactly they would put it into practice, especially with certain departments across the state already stretched incredibly thin. Morgan Chesky, NBC News, Eagle Pass, Texas.
And the attention now goes to the appeals court in New Orleans. It takes up the case today. In fact, that should have just started. They could decide the fate of the law. They were going to take up that case at 10 o'clock this morning. It's already 11 minutes past the hour. All right, in other news, Laredo police are shedding more light. No, I've got the wrong video for this. Let me figure this out here. Let's go to this story instead. Explicit pictures uploaded to the victim's own Facebook page and sent to his family and friends lands one woman in jail in a case of revenge porn. According to court documents, 17-year-old Nicole De La Garza is charged with possession or promotion of child pornography. It happened last month when she and the victim got into a verbal fight at school, which then led to a breakup. De La Garza then uploaded 2 images to the victim's social media page. After that, she sent the pictures to family members. An officer assigned to the case questioned both she and the victim, and a judge signed an arrest warrant on March 12th. De La Garza turned herself in 2 days later, and her bond was set at $10,000. I need to take a quick break. I'll be right back after this. Stay with me. All right, thanks for staying with me here on the KGNS Digital News Desk. In other news, Laredo police are shedding more light on an alleged road rage case. Eliseo Rodriguez was arrested in the case after a call was made on Sunday afternoon, according to police. The call came from someone who allegedly saw an individual pointing weapons towards another vehicle at the intersection of McClellan and Chihuahua. A rose gold colored Mercedes was allegedly involved and seen headed toward South Laredo. When officers attempted to pull the Mercedes over, the driver refused to pull over and a chase began. Eventually, the driver was found at the 5000 block of Cocoa Street. And Laredo police are looking to expand their facilities to keep up with the growth of the city. According to police officials, the increase in the city's police force has led the department to need bigger training facilities to meet with growing community demands. According to District 4 Council member Alberto Torres, over $1 million in this fiscal year's budget has already been designated for the expansion. Laredo Police Chief Miguel Rodriguez tells us they've outgrown the current facility. He says they struggle to do things like host training sessions with entire squads because of the limited space.
Laredo Police is already big enough to have qualifications every 6 months. Right now, because of the space that we currently have for training, we usually do the qualifications every year and then try to separate the ongoing trainings and the updates for police officers almost every quarter because we don't have the facilities to train our officers.
Rodriguez adds that Laredo is rated one of the safest cities in the nation, and to maintain that standard of safety, the city must ensure police officers are equipped with the proper training. The department will be hosting a workshop open to the public April 8th to discuss the proposed expansion. And CBP officials in Laredo are preparing for the increase in travelers expected for the upcoming holiday. In an effort to handle the increase in traffic, officials will open additional lanes at Bridge 2. Rick Bausa with CBP says additional officers will be on hand to help process vehicles as they anticipate 13,000 travelers will cross a day during Holy Week.
So usually we anticipate probably about 25% increase in traffic. It's kind of like Christmas or the summer vacation period. We do experience an increase in traffic, so we need to be ready for that. So we implement these facilitation measures, and the public can also take measures as well by planning more time into their trip and looking at the wait times and choosing the bridge that has the least amount of wait time.
Well, Pausa adds that if you're not sure what items you can bring into the U.S., check CBP's Know Before You Go list. They've also set up a permit processing office at the outlet shops of Laredo. They'll be open now through March 30th from 10 in the morning until 6 in the evening. And NeighborWorks Laredo, new project in Central Laredo, is hoping to fulfill home ownership dreams for 24 families just in time for the holidays. The nonprofit organization had a groundbreaking for the 3 Points Village subdivision on Tuesday with support from local government entities, including the City of Laredo and Webb County. The project received a 2.59-acre land donation. This joint effort aims to offer attainable housing, particularly for the working class. The units will consist of 2 to 3 bedrooms and are scheduled to start being constructed in the summer for a possible December move-in date.
So the first thing you need to do is come in, register, take a home buyer education class so we can get you ready to be a successful homeowner. And then come in to a one-on-one conversation with one of our counselors to determine if you are ready to purchase a home. If you're not ready, we can get you ready.
The organization offers several services, including homebuyer education, rental counseling, and foreclosure prevention. For more information, you can go to our website at kgns.tv. All right, for those who love to shop, you can do so at an upcoming shopping event with the proceeds going to a great cause. The event will host lots of vendors that'll bring clothing items, food, and lots of other unique items. The shopping event takes place Saturday, March 30th at the Firefighters Union Hall from 10 in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon. All the money raised will go towards the Families for Autism Support and Awareness organization.
So the proceeds for this is going to go to our Families for Autism Support and Awareness because April is Autism Awareness Month and we have a lot of activities planned for our kids and our families.
Again, that event starts at 10 in the morning and it's on the 30th, which would be next Saturday. For more information on how you can be a vendor, you can call the support group. That number is 956-220-9318. That's 220-9318. And I know that I don't have a graphic up there, but if you want to email me, ruben.villarreal, I will get that information to you. Ruben.villarreal at KGNS.tv. Okay. Well, the number of fatal overdose cases in the Gateway City are on the rise. At last reported, the city of Laredo is at 9 for this year. Our Laceli Garza spoke to a medical professional on help that's available for those ready to walk away from drugs.
In the last couple of years, the city of Laredo has been seeing an increase in overdose deaths. In 2023, the Laredo Police Department reported over 60 overdose cases. This year, they have reported 9. At AMA, they have been seeing an increase in people becoming fentanyl users.
We have some of our opiate users, they're using fentanyl, straight up, and that's a real big problem.
Fernando Lozano with AMA says some of the drugs being used are not being laced with fentanyl. AMA has been in Laredo for over 30 years, and they are currently seeing people that are dealing with drug abuse from the ages of 18 to 74.
But now we have another drug coming down, which is xylazine. And, the sad thing with the xylazine, the actual Narcan doesn't help.
He says users go through 4 different stages dealing with addiction. Some may be contemplating, preparation, action, and lastly, maintenance.
Have like 30 or 40% pre-contemplation. Some are ready to actually get the help, and some, are very determined. They get under medication.
AMA is helping 500 people a year and are having 85% success rates with their counseling and medication treatments. Elizabeth Reina Gardner, a licensed professional counselor, says people that are addicted to drugs or abuse any type of substance have gone through a traumatic experience that have led them to become users.
It could be out of impulse. Sometimes it happens because it's introduced by friends. And what they're really trying to do is cope with these severe feelings of sadness or hopelessness.
She says this gives people an escape from reality.
So really the issue is not the substance use, but really what's behind it, which usually is trauma.
Gardner says that people can identify changes in social life, changes in eating and routine, as well as behavioral issues for those who are struggling with abusing substance. She says it's very important for those that are ready to change their life that they receive support from loved ones to make their journey a success. For KGNS News, I'm Liseli Garza.
Well, Lozano says with a high demand of counselors, they're actively hiring counselors at their facilities. Well, how would you like to take a musical trip around the world without having to leave Laredo? This weekend you can do just that at the Laredo Philharmonic's Spring Concert of the Season. The theme is Melodies Around the World, with guests embarking on a global musical adventure. The concert is this coming Sunday at 3 in the afternoon at the TAMU Fine and Performing Arts Center. Tickets are $30, and you can purchase those online by going to our website. We'll get you the information there. For students, tickets are free with an ID.
It's a performance with orchestra and choir and the organ that's there, and we'll have different pieces. It's from all around the world. And so we've got pieces from Mexico, from Italy, from England, from everywhere. We even have a local artist who is being performed.
And again, for more information on this concert, you can go to our website at kgns.tv. Okay, that's about all I have for now. We will have video from the press conference that happened earlier this morning at 9 o'clock. It was just the mayor and Mayor Dr. Victor Trevino and the chief of police, Miguel Rodriguez, that spoke. There were some sheriff's officials there, some deputies. I believe Sheriff Martin Cuera was there, but he did not speak. Again, they called this press conference after the Supreme Court ruling before the federal court put a hold on the law once again. So I'm guessing there might have been more to talk about had the law actually gone into effect. But we have coverage from that for both Telemundo en tu Casa at 11, and then I'll see you on KGNS News at noon. We will have coverage for that as well, that press conference. One last look at traffic. This would be I-35 at Del Mar. Still looking pretty cloudy out there. We'll have your weather for you during our newscast, so we'll see you in just a little bit. Thanks for watching on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching on the website. Have a blessed rest of your day.